Hello and welcome to the Royal Blue YouTube channel. It is Ian Croll and wasn't scheduled to actually do a video today following on from the Merseyside derby. However, we don't record a podcast until Monday. So it is late on. I did think that it would be good to do a video just to react to today's defeat to Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool 2, Everton 1. Not the best start for David Moyes and Everton. Into the game, 2-0 down early on. Felt we started quite cold. Liverpool came out the traps fairly quickly, whether that is down to the players or whether that is down to David Moyes and the tactics. But obviously Anfield, as we all know, is a difficult place to go. David Moyes not having won there in 22 visits with 4 different teams. 2-0 down. Obviously, you're looking for reaction. Liverpool have been 2-0 up in 3 separate games this season and have managed to concede 2, then to only go on and win the game. So obviously when it went 2-1, you did think that there was a slight chance. However, it wasn't to be. Reacting to the game, obviously individual performances. First off, look at Beto. Yeah, he was poor today, but I don't think anyone else covered themselves in glory, certainly to start off with early on. Obviously, individual performances did pick up throughout the game. Beto was taken off by Moyes in the second half. Felt like the wingers, Grealish and Ndai, at times when they got into advanced and promising areas, were actually quite reluctant to pass it to Beto. At some points, obviously he had 1 or 2, I wouldn't say complete chances, but he did get into promising areas in the Liverpool box and didn't obviously take advantage of that. Anyway, he was hooked, he was taken off, and Tieno Barry did come on. We were much improved in the second half. To be fair, I did think we were a little bit more improved towards the back end of the first half as well. But anyway, Beto was taken off. Barry comes on, and I felt he was, considerably better than what Beto was in terms of holding up the ball. He certainly made a positive impact. And lo and behold, Everton go 2-1 with Idrissa Gana Gueye, a later arrival in the box, something I've spoke about in the past. He always seems to get himself in those positions. When I say he gets himself in those positions, so I'd say most of the time he doesn't take advantage of that. And a shot on the edge of the area outside the box is usually ballooned over, or he doesn't hit it right. This time he got it absolutely spot on. And to be totally honest, as soon as he hit that, I thought that was in. I knew it was going to be in. The most disappointing thing for me was that when we did go 2-1, I thought we should have took advantage of that. I thought we should be in the ascendancy, and it was the complete opposite. I felt we lost momentum and we just let Liverpool back in the game. It was extremely, extremely frustrating. I think Liverpool's quality obviously shone through that. Difficult team to play. They are the champions, so they're not the champions for no reason. But they obviously managed the game well when it went 2-1. I think it's fair to say that in England's performance, the referee, it wasn't great. It didn't help Everton in any way, shape or form. A couple of really poor decisions that contributed to Liverpool basically being able to come out and attack Everton, where Everton maybe should have won a couple of free kicks. Certainly in the first half anyway, but obviously the most bizarre decision of the game was to book Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall for taking a free kick too quick. Apparently he was warned twice beforehand, or at least once beforehand, and that in England took exception to Dewsbury-Hall taking a free kick too quick, and he went into the book. So for me, he just interfered into the game too much, wasn't consistent enough in his decisions for either team. You could probably say he was consistent for one team, but he certainly had too much impact on the game. And although maybe he didn't have an overriding impact on decisions that that made the result for Liverpool, I don't think he helped Everton in any way, shape or form. Substitutes 2-1. Obviously Moyes brings on Tyler Diblin and Carlos Alcaraz. I think it was about 7 or 8 minutes to go. I think if it was me, you're 2-1 down, you're looking at 15 to 20 minutes to give those two a clear chance. I think Moyes was looking to make those substitutions when it was 2-0, and then obviously we go 2-1. But he obviously wanted to give the players on the pitch that extra chance to see if we could get back to 2-2. Wasn't to be, and he waited probably a little bit too late for me. I think Moyes needs to go for it a little bit earlier, and that has been a little bit of a running theme for me and a couple of others over the course of the past couple of games. Leeds in particular, as well as Aston Villa last week. I think he probably could have made 1 or 2 substitutions later on in the game that would have helped Everton. Wasn't to be. Everton lost 2-1. It's not like we haven't lost at Anfield before. It won't define our season. I do expect Moyes to mix things up a little bit against Wolves and West Ham. Even if Everton had got a positive result today, whether it be a draw or a win, I would have expected Moyes to mix things up against Wolves in the League Cup on Tuesday night. Fully expect Barry to be given more of an opportunity. Fully expect Carlos Alcaraz, and I fully expect Tyler Dibblin to be given a chance. Maybe Grealish and Ndai will be rested. However, I don't think we should take this game lightly. It is important that we play a strong team. Obviously, winning a trophy is the utmost priority for fans, and it should be the utmost priority for David Moyes and the team. So we should go strong, but I expect Barry and Dibblin and Alcaraz to be given the opportunity. International break coming up after that, so obviously we've got to beat Wolves and then West Ham on the Monday as well. It's important that we get back to winning ways Tuesday and Monday in the league to keep that momentum going. We will be back on Monday with a Royal Blue podcast, and we will go in depth on the Merseyside derby defeat. We will preview the Wolves game as well. So keep an eye out for that one.